In this episode, I'll be doing the Tales of the Fantastic Chapter 1 quest, which I think is part of an event. A permanent event, I think. It's this event. But first I'll claim my daily stuff. I got a message from Dunhung. Having studied with Bailu, I now deeply feel the profound and fascinating pharmacology behind the use of medicinal herbs. Is this emergency medicine as well? Seems like she gave Pom Pom some before. Is that so? Emergency medicine can be ingested directly. They are very convenient. She mentioned her philosophy regarding there being a special cure for each person. If I can master her teachings, I think I might be able to create medication suited to everyone on the Express. Speaking of which, the fact that I don't know anything about cloud hymn magic that can heal is saddening. Ask the Omni Synthesizer. Perhaps asking Bailu will make things faster. Though the power of the High Elders rooted in legacy, to me is more like a certain type of knowledge rather than memories. The stories that I can see, they have existed long before I was even self-aware. I want to know everything too. The sensation is a miserable one. Your mind is filled with uncountable scenes and noises, but you are never present. Like the voice of a Stellon. I can't completely understand what you're feeling, but it's kind of like the voice of a Stellon. It takes some time to get used to. Perhaps one day I will only be able to coexist with it, just like you do with yours. I will go to the quest.
All remains as it did yesterday.
The quest is over here.
Storytelling.
Curved wood must be bent again to reach straightness, and finding truth from exaggerations and lies takes a knack.
Unfortunately, you're still far too early for the show, but stick around if you don't mind listening to me chat about tea. I heard you were looking for me. Would you look at this brain of mine? Lost in my storytelling world again? How could I just forget about that? Which reminds me, I have a favour to ask you. There's been a lot going on aboard the Shenzhou recently, with the Ambrosial Arbor's new growth and those disciples of Sanctus Medicus causing a ruckus. And all the news feeds report that you've played no small part, Patchsoka, in keeping the peace. But there's no literature out there on the market right now really capitalizing on this. I'm just thinking, why not get ahead of the curve and make a bit of killing at the box office, And so, I humbly invite you to tell me of your heroic exploits. I'll definitely spin a brilliant story if I could just get my hands on those first-hand accounts of yours. You summoned me for this triviality? Wonderful, if you could be so kind. Mr. Xian takes out his phone and prepares to record your tales. In a world where memes and cringe collide, one trailblazer must rise to the challenge. It all started with this cute girl known as Little Miss March, and then some old wise men called Grandpa Yang. You rattle off your journey so far aboard the Luofu in a deep dramatic voice, adopting the style of the hit web drama 3-minute butterfly immersion. From your arrival on the Shenzhou to your bloody battle with Fantilia, you do your best to cover all the ups and downs and twists and turns of your story, but Mr. Xian's attention span seems to be wearing. He even turned his phone sideways during the battle of ever mismention, no doubt to sneak in a couple of hands of celestial jade. This woman called herself Galactic Baseballer were locked in a heated battle against the Master Primus of the Disciple of Sanctus Medicus. And for the Shenzhou, this was a battle for life and death. Evildoers, meet thy maker. Wait, why am I fighting him now? Am I fighting him?
Nothing major.
Soon to be departed.
Is this just me telling the story?
Blade of moonlight.
Receive divinity. The dead return! World cleansing dragon. Bloom. Break.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Receive divinity. Repay. The dead return!
I think I'm just describing the battle.
In lunar flame.
You finally finished telling your story and Mr. Xian looks pretty pleased too. This old fox has apparently played a winning hand. Good game, I mean good story. You are done there with the story, right? Don't look at me like that. I've been listening attentively the whole time. I don't think you have. Your story, however, has some issues. Even though the plot is not that boring, it's written in a way that's overstretched, underwhelming and predictable. I can see where it's going from a mile away. But that's how it happened, it's a true story. Let me tell you the truth. Hard as it is to hear, who cares about the truth? If you want the truth, just go and watch the news instead. And hearing you talk about combat, how should I put it? It's really stale. You hit me and then I hit you. It's a bit monotonous. You know about the immersion genre we have here on the Shenzhou, right? Perhaps it should be called an interactive fantasy experience. Despite what the IPC thinks, well, those fights are exhilarating. Leaping onto roofs and over walls, splitting open time and space, anything goes. Overall, I think the story is lacking a few exciting elements that we need to draw in the audience. But its commercial potential is unlimited. What shall I do? Please hold on 1 second. I'm just fetching something for you. This thing is what we in the industry called a protagonist model. Legend has it that some immersion troupe has invented this magical tool for industrial scale screenwriting. And even though accurately takes on thousands of different forms within thousands of different nameless, you may have heard that actually there are only a dozen or so archetypical protagonists recycled through these classic legends and tales. This shows that there are rules to follow when telling an alluring story, and that's how the thing rose to meet the occasion. Take the gander. All you have to do is set up a diverse range of encounters for a protagonist along a hero's journey, and the protagonist gain various mystical abilities and treasures, before magnificently defeating a powerful foe. That's how you make a wonderful story. My explanation alone can't do it justice. You better take a look yourself. In short, the protagonist model was like a simple magic wand. As long as you follow its patterns, you can easily craft pulse-racing, heart-pumping stories for your audience. How about this? You and I hit up a site of your former battles. The Alchemy Commission revisiting old haunts will definitely get the creative juices flowing. Let's flesh out this protagonist model. Fine, I'll humour you, since I'm such a nice and helpful protagonist. I knew you were kind-hearted. Alright, let's push on to the Alchemy Commission. I don't know what kind of event this is. If I was not mistaken, the decisive battle in your adventure began right over here at the Evermist Mansion, correct? Why are you going straight to the decisive battle? You don't understand. You see, the audience time is precious, and their patience ever thinning. People want it all to be over in a minute. A whole show, slow-paced storytelling is a big no-no. Even we storytellers take our cues from the audience, get them warmed up with an icebreaker, then with a snap we'll cut straight to the most exciting part. You said that this was where you and your companions fought against the Master Primus of the Sanctus Medicus. Was there any conflict that you encountered here? Or perhaps did she stoop to any dastardly tricks to really put you in between a rock and a hard place? Combat difficulty very easy. How is that possible? How can a great battle be exciting without any swerves or setbacks? Please give me a moment to sketch out a scene. Ah, here we go. Listen up, the Legion was in cahoots with the Master Primus of the Sanctus Medicus. Using their arcane powers, they activated elixir cauldrons to spew forth venomous vapors as they tried to take out Patchsoka and the other magnificent heroes in one fell swoop. For a moment, a mesmerizing miasma filled the air at the Alchemy Commission. Despite the vigor and strength of Patchsoka, it was too much to deal with and simply overwhelming. The situation grew so grave that Patchsoka and her companions concocted a genius plan. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, their realization suddenly dawned that this was still the Alchemy Mission, a paradise known for forging the elixir of life. The disciples of Sanctus Medicus had received their mandate from the ruined author. We though can strive for a miracle pill from the Alchemy Mission, turning over a new leaf to be born anew through generations of cultivating power. How did this turn into a story about forging a miracle pill? The arena is set inside the Alchemy Commission, right? It's foreshadowing with a payoff. Don't interrupt me, it's a good start. Next it will go a fortuitous encounter. Patchsoka studied the surroundings carefully, fixating on 3 elixir cauldrons on display at the Alchemy Mission. Patchsoka suddenly remembered that the Vidyadhara healer lady had once mentioned that these 3 elixir cauldrons and how they contained essential extracts of everything in the universe condensed into elixirs of life. Once put together, these 3 divine ingredients can be concocted into the elixir of dragon oil, which can make you be born anew and achieve transcendence. Sounds fishy. Who on earth would take dodgy drugs like this? Listen, this isn't some half-baked cure-all quackery. All it does is help you ascend to the heavens, which is not that far-fetched, plot-wise. I am sorry for the ad-lib naming here. Anyway, what else am I going to call an elixir that magically imbues powers like this? Let's go over that elixir cauldron over there and keep at it. I'm sure that will give us some quality inspiration. Thinking of this, Patchsoka jumped right into the elixir cauldron. Isn't it like poisonous inside? Stare at Mr. Xian in silence. What's wrong? I'm afraid it will roast me alive. We're not writing a horror story here. Rest assured, graphic scenes like that would never make it past the rating board. Our hero enters the elixir cauldron. Connecting to a root signal. Did I just turn into a bird? This is not funny. Don't worry, it will all make sense. Patchsoka leaped into the elixir cauldron, but suddenly felt as if the whole world was spinning. Our hero opened their eyes to find themselves to have turned into a cry crane. The book implies that this is a hidden containment mechanism in the elixir cauldron, designed by the first cauldron master of the Alchemy Commission. Anyone trying to take the elixir of life would first be transported to the Fantasia to undergo the trial. You recall this makes sense? The first cauldron master got up to some shady stuff, huh? How about we throw in some quantum mechanics stuff? That'll make us sound smart. Don't try to confuse me. You've interrupted my train of thought. The first cauldron master of the Alchemy Commission hoped that one day someone could break the containment mechanism, clear the trial, and take the elixir of dragon oil right in the nick of time to save the Lawfu from certain doom. In a curious twist of fate, Patchsoka was none other than the hero of Ran prophesied by this first cauldron master of the Alchemy Commission some 1,000 years ago. I'm a bird. Can the bird go in the water? You'll probably stop me. Can you go? I can't even go under this. The water here looks very good. The reflections are done quite well. Patchsoka concentrated all of her chi to her core radix, thus breaking the containment mechanism in the Fantasia. Patchsoka contracted all her chi to the... well, it says the same thing. Careful, don't get caught by monsters. Do I just need to not let them see me? That's quite easy. Wait, never mind. I think I just need to go over them. Says the same thing. What did that say? As all the containment mechanisms were gradually lifted by Patchsoka, the secret treasure of the first cauldron master was revealed. I think I got caught at the same time. Wait, I can go through the tree? The tree isn't even real. Wait, and I can go through the ground as well. They didn't make this a physical object. Well, you wouldn't be able to get over there if you weren't using a crane, so it makes sense. You got an Ice Fire Lotus, well done. Okay, that looks interesting. Patchsoka transformed into a cry crane, weaving and darting around the elixir cauldron to clear the trail left behind by the first cauldron master. What Patchsoka beholds is a lotus blooming with ice crystals while in flames. This is a medicine that has been extinct since the Theophany era, the Ice Fire Lotus. The Ice Fire Lotus is utterly indispensable when concocting an elixir of dragon oil. I won't even comment on how that name sounds, so... Come on, let's go then. On to the next elixir cauldron. Just bear with me, okay? Seeing these places in person really got my creative juices flowing. Okay, this is where I'm gonna end the video. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.